106 miles to Chicago.
Welcome to Costco.
We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Ever dance with the devil in the pale?
I'll buy that for $1.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Get to the shovel! There's no flying in baseball!
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
To infinity and beyond!
I wish I knew how to quit these dead people.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
It should be Riddick. Escape convict.
Here's Johnny.
Murder.
You tell him I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Why so serious?
Don't you like clowns?
Bleed my own blood.
But the English language had deteriorated into a hybrid of hillbilly, valley girl, inner city slang, and various grunts.
Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Are you keeping Craigbot alive?
Yeah.
All right.
Still there.
Most excellent with the Craigbot alive keeping.
Yeah, Craigbot.
You're welcome. He gave you fish food and clean water.
You little bitch.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. I wonder if you think if I leave the YouTube that it'll all go away and I have to input everything again?
Maybe, but fuck it, let's try it.
I don't want to type it all again. Let's just do the intro with this screen. Yeah, all right. You know what? We're doing activities. We're doing stuff. So let's see. I left the activity. Now you leave the activity?
Do you want me to leave the activity? Because I could, if I stay in the activity, it'll probably keep the playlist up, right?
Fuck it. We're trying things. We're experimenting like a 16-year-old teenager.
Yeah, the sheets is going to be all sticky.
Yeah, he's got a jar of peanut butter and a brand new poodle.
Ew.
All right, let's try it.
Yeah, because you're sharing your screen, right? So don't worry about what's on my screen. So I can keep the activity up so that it keeps your list.
Okay. All right. Then we'll do that. So,
all right, ho.
Thought a dog was rubbing on me. Welcome to Pop Culture Kick. I'm Nick Zilla.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm Mark Becker.
Well, the professional fluffer's not here because he'd be right there. So,
yeah,
we're an army of two.
Army of two.
Yeah. This is Pop Culture Kick, episode
like that video game.
Episode 52? 53? 52?
Well, Keith and I recorded last week.
That would be 51, so that would be 52.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. Our numbers might be messed up. Just check the description below. It'll tell you what number we're at. Season 2, episode something.
It's season 2, episode something of Pop Culture Kick.
I've been gone for a few weeks, so.
Oh yeah, where you been gone? Where you been gone at?
I've been gone at the G Fest and the San Diego Comic-Con.
G-Fest? How was G-Fest?
G-Fest was very G-Festy. I don't have any of my little creatures to show. They're all tucked away nice and neat. But G-Fest is the Godzilla convention. Takes place up in Chicago every year.
They host it in Chirac, huh?
Oh yeah, it's up in Rosemont there, and presented by G-Fan and a whole bunch of other sponsors that make it happen. So it's pretty cool. It's a convention where you spend the whole weekend in a hotel full of sweaty nerds all about Godzilla. Some of them smell probably like Godzilla.
Right,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. I mean, one of these years, I'm just gonna go hit a Target and a Walmart and buy all the dollar travel deodorants they have and just hand them out at the door. But
Right, those Axe body sprays and just
yeah,
spray everybody down. Maybe
dude.
okay, so you get like those, like those misters
I
that
was
they
just
have
about to say, dude, like a mister for sporting events or some shit
theme parks
at
and
the
shit.
front door and just fill it with Axe spray. I was just about to say that. Everyone walking through gets a clean coat of sanitizer.
Bam, right there.
Oh man, we gotta hit them with a
Sweaty balls.
hit them with an ionizer and just dissipate all the smells.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So we've got a lot of so we got a lot of things we missed.
Yeah.
Okay, so big thing, obviously, like you weren't here last week's episode with me and Keith. I was planning on going to see Oppenheimer and Barbie last weekend.
Yes.
Right? Last Sunday, the last time we recorded. Great films. Great.
I
films.
have not seen them yet.
Goddamn.
I want to see them. I really, 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 really want to see Oppenheimer, man. Like, apparently it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, don't want to hype it up too much, but fucking great movie.
Yeah.
So so for the opening weekend, right? That was Chris Nolan's biggest opening weekend for a non-Batman film.
I was gonna say it's got to be a non-Batman rating because he probably won't be able to touch those Batman numbers again.
No, I mean, no. Big weekend last weekend, and of course this week for Warner Brothers too, because the Barbie movie is raking in the dough. It took last weekend, it took Friday too. The Barbie movie finally got a worldwide release, which last week it didn't get the worldwide release quite yet. So yeah, I mean, opening weekend last week it made 162 million. Now it's sitting at domestic. It's looking at 287 million domestic, 578 worldwide.
God damn, it's a $500 million already.
Yeah.
I knew that movie was gonna make money, dude. It's Barbie. That franchise, like, that's Mattel's like big money maker, right? You got that, and you got that.
Yeah, and then you've got Oppenheimer, close. I mean, not even close second, like not even close.
Yeah. Well, I knew Oppenheimer wasn't going to be a big baller because it's just like Dunkirk and his other ones, right? These are true film. These are award winning. These are true filmmaking.
This shit ain't for entertainment, right?
No, I mean they're good, but they're not.
Yeah.
You know, half the world is not going to care about Oppenheimer. Most of the world is not going to care.
So last weekend, the opening weekend, it took 82 million. Box office is sitting 141 domestic right now, and then worldwide 253 million.
Okay, so $250 million.
Yeah,
so
half of what Barbie's made.
I have a feeling Oppenheimer's probably going to sweep up a bunch of awards come award season.
Oh yeah,
because of just the pure film of it.
It's a great film.
70 millimeter IMAX, right?
Well, I didn't see it in 70 millimeter. No. We saw it in IMAX, but we didn't see it 70 millimeter because that's a limited release for 70 millimeters.
My theater here is running the 70 millimeter IMAX for 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Because normally it's just regular digital, like laser IMAX, but they're running the actual print projector, which is crazy. I mean, if you've seen those, they said it was how much did they say? 3 miles?
Yeah, it was like
3 miles or 7 miles of film or some shit.
It weighs like 1.5 tons or something.
Yeah, someone did the math. I think it's like 3 miles It could be 7 miles. Either way, they said that it takes 3 hours to walk the length of that film from beginning to end, the same as it takes to watch the movie.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But all right, cool.
So yeah, so those are the numbers. Last weekend, 1 and 2, Barbie and Oppenheimer. The Barbenheimer is real, and this weekend it's trending the same thing. Even though Haunted Mansion, I think,
Haunted Mansion just dropped
this weekend, right? So
well,
that'll be a pretty close third, probably, to Oppenheimer.
Mission Impossible dropped too. I didn't even hear shit about Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I mean, bad timing for Mission Impossible. Honestly,
that like dropped in and out while I was at San Diego, and like nothing.
Yeah. Sorry, Mission Impossible.
Dang. So Mark gives it 2 mushroom stamps.
Bad. Honestly, like for now, like okay, so looking at the box office just for Friday, obviously, because the numbers haven't come in for Saturday on here. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Haunted Mansion, Talk to Me, Sound of Freedom, Mission Impossible.
God damn.
Yeah, so Mission Impossible, not even in the top 5.
Dang, man. They were hyping that big ass movie up too.
Yeah, but I mean, look, summer box office is competitive as fuck, and you really have to time your release dates.
I wouldn't have put anything against Barbie. Like,
right. Yeah,
Oppenheimer did because they're in a different realm and they already knew they weren't going to compete with anyone. They're not on that level, but
yeah, because the overlap of the audience, obviously, a lot of people that are going to see Barbie are not going to go and see Oppenheimer. But the reverse, a lot of people that are going to see Oppenheimer are going to see Barbie too.
You know, this movie, or these 2 movies, have a record of the amount of double tickets sold for back-to-back screenings. I saw somewhere that it was like, it broke some record for the amount of double, people buying this ticket for one for the other, back-to-back, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Shelby and I did.
Yeah, it's what a lot of people are doing, man. There's a lot of celebrities, a lot of stuff where they're just like, hey, go watch Oppenheimer, and then all of a sudden you realize you're in another dimension where you have Barbie.
Yeah. So, well, on that point, a lot of celebrities, right? We're still going through the writer's strike and the Screen Actors Guild strike.
Hey, did you hear about?
We talked about that a little bit. Touched on that a little bit 2 weeks ago about about how the actors are probably going to join.
Yeah. Did you guys go over the Oppenheimer premiere in the news?
No.
So they got word that the strike was coming. Like it's they're like, hey, at such and such time, this decision's going to come through, and. So they pushed up the Oppenheimer premiere in Europe so that they could go walk the red carpet and then do the whole event for Oppenheimer. And then their agents called and everything hit and they got up and left the theater after walking the red carpet. But they did it early so that they could go and get their FaceTime and do their quick interviews and talk about the movie. And then, bam, got the call and dipped. And everyone was like, hell yeah.
No. Yeah, and that makes sense too, especially when they're doing that and then they walk out, right?
Yep.
Like that's going to make a big statement, right? Like,
yep.
We did the press and all that stuff to support the film and everything, and then because now that's already done anyway, right? That shit's already wrapped up.
Yep.
The shit's already been filmed. Now, there's another thing. Actually, so there's a little bit of division on the SAG side of it. Because I was reading an article this morning about Sarah Silverman was criticizing actors for working in so-called independent films, right? In big quotations, because these independent films are still
able to keep going, be made.
Right, they're still being. However,
A24.
Independent films is kind of a misnomer because they're still getting support from major studios, right?
Did you see the?
So there's no such. So basically there's really, and I sort of agree with her on this, is that if it's being promoted and it's being, done, by a major studio or a studio that's owned by a major studio, like, your smaller, production
Right.
studios that are owned by one of the big ones, then it's not an independent film.
Well,
It's not an
like
independent
Kevin
production.
Smith's movies are independent, but they're sponsored and paid for by like Miramax, and which is owned
Right.
by so and so, and
Disney.
yeah.
Right.
So,
So
did you hear about A24 though?
no.
So A24 right now, Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd are still acting. A24 was given the green light by the Actors Guild there, by SAG, because A24 immediately gave in to all of their demands and said, "We have no problem with that. You guys want it, we got you."
Well, and that's one of the things, because that's one of the things that I saw in the article about Sarah Silverman's been like the biggest one that's been like most vocal about that. Is they're still letting like 40 films, go into production and all this stuff
because the studios are giving into the demands.
Right. However, the issue is they all need to stand together as one, and so her and other people are seeing this as kind of like scabs going in and just like doing the work and all that stuff, instead of everybody striking, everybody saying we're not doing it until this and that. Like, it's great that some of these production studios are giving in, that they're not necessarily giving in, but they're willing to sit down and talk and say, hey, look, this is, we agree with you. We think this needs to be addressed. And, we're gonna do that. And then obviously all the under the line people, right? Your grits, your electrics, those people are obviously still getting to work on these, 40, 50 films that they're still allowing to happen. So, I mean, a lot of these actors, they're not, they see their concerns, right? They see AI taking over, lines and stuff like that, and, trying to get away from the automation and everything, but they're also, not looking at those under the line people that can't work if, the Writers Guild strikes, the Actors Guild strikes.
Oh
all
yeah,
these people
it doesn't just affect the writers and the actors. It takes
These people that are
thousands of people
working-
to make movies.
Right, but these actors and these writers, well, no, mainly the actors aren't the ones that are living paycheck to paycheck. It's the writers that are living paycheck to paycheck. It's the below the line people that are
So I was watching
living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, so I was watching a bunch of actors revealing how much they're making, and actually it was who was it that was listening? Not Colin Farrell. It was oh man, someone big. Damn it, Bryan Cranston maybe. I think it was Bryan Cranston because he did a big speech. And either way, someone big was talking about it, and he's like, "Look, he's like, I get it. I am not going to suffer from this strike." He said, "But I am not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the actor that is just starting, that got their first Netflix show, and they're getting residual checks of $4 a month because of Netflix. That's who we're doing this for. We need to do it for the next generation. None of us up here on this stage is going to be affected by this strike. We are here standing for you, the guys who want to get into this." And that's powerful, for them to do that, because again, yes, some of the aspects like being able to take breaks more than, once every 16 hours, which they don't have locked in right now. That's one of the biggest complaints of the big actors is like, we've been shooting for 18 hours and we got like one break out of all of it. They want regulated breaks like most jobs. Shit like that. But it's for the new people starting out, and the writers who, you could go write an episode of Married with Children back in the 90s, and make money for the rest of your life for that. But now that it's been, they pull it from syndication and they throw it onto Hulu,
streaming,
and then Hulu cuts it off of their stream because they want to save money and not pay residuals. Now that person's not getting any money anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem. And actually, that's part of what I was just about to talk about. HBO is about to drop another chunk of big movies that they're paying residuals on and shows. You know, they just pulled, what was it? I had it written down here. Over a dozen James Bond movies they pulled off of their HBO app, you know, which makes sense because I think Sony or somebody just bought MGM anyway, who owns James Bond.
Yeah.
But they're pulling, on August 31st, dude, they're pulling Godzilla 2014, Ready Player One, Dunkirk, Demolition Man, Rush Hour, Enter the Dragon, and a bunch of other movies because it's saving them money to pull it. Those things get pulled. We may not see those on streaming again unless, like, Netflix or someone wants to write a check for them.
Right. Well, there's always that. There's always those agreements and streaming and all that stuff. But that's always been the a deal between the studio and the distributor, right?
Yeah.
Netflix and MGM or Netflix and Disney and all this stuff in the past.
Yeah,
right?
and like
they
we
have
know,
to renegotiate these contracts with that. They never cared, they never cared about the residuals of the people.
No, and we know, Godzilla's going because Legendary just partnered with Sony, right? So all those deals are expiring out. But Ready Player One, I believe, that's Universal, right? Because that's Amblin. I don't think that's No, it's Warner Brothers. Well, I don't know. I don't remember now, which would be HBO. Either way, Dunkirk is Warner Brothers because that's Chris Nolan. He partners with Warner Brothers, which is owned by HBO. So, and yes, you're right. We've had a lot of movies that bounce between, was it Netflix paid
Yeah, I mean, they do that all the time.
Netflix
right?
paid like $1 billion to have freaking Friends or something stay.
It's not even necessarily bouncing between different streaming services because Netflix has always done that. Where
But what I'm talking about is like HBO original shows like Westworld, the HBO owns. They pulled that show complete off and not putting it back on again because they don't want to pay for the actors and pay for the streaming rights to it and other shows like that. And Disney's doing it too, man. They're pulling off massive amounts of stuff off their catalog, off of Hulu. Right? They're focusing on their main stuff. They got Futurama that just came back, right? So I'm wondering what the contracts are going to be for that. That show just started and already the voice actors for cartoons can keep going. That's not affected by the actors' strike unless they volunteer to it.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. This is going to cost a lot of money, and I've been listening to some of those speeches. A lot of it's against Bob Iger, man, and Disney, because he's been so vocal about it.
Well, and the big thing too, as far as like the SAG stuff, is just, a lot of these, these 40 or 50 independent movies, right, are still, being cast by like guys like fucking Paul Rudd and stuff. Like they're still like, well-known people. It's not necessarily, non A-list people that are still working in these films. And they just want a little bit of solidarity when it comes to that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a positive on both sides because you got people that still get to work. You get, a studio like A24 who really isn't known for, you think of A24, you don't think of them taking CGI of somebody and, putting it up, right? Their stuff's usually middle of the road. It's not Disney where they're recreating, Tarkin or,
Well, the thing,
Leia.
the other thing too is like, because there was another article that I saw that Viola Davis, she said she was walking away from a production because she said that it wouldn't be appropriate to do during the strike, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to postpone it, right? You know, until everybody comes to an agreement, and that's kind of how a lot of other people are seeing it. Is like you always postpone these productions till the strike is over instead of continuing to work, basically
Yeah.
crossing the line and kind of scabbing. And again, there's like well-known people that are still working in these independent movie projects.
Yeah. I think A24's got an exclusive agreement now with Netflix, I think. I think it's Netflix that has all the A24 movies now. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I mean, it's all, you know, it's just they need to be able to stand together, right? And if they're kind of divided, especially if some of them are seeing, hey, look, you know, you guys are still working while everybody else is striking. What are you doing? You know,
Yeah.
for this stuff. So I mean, it's just that, but obviously they need to, you know, they need to come to an agreement sooner rather than later. Obviously.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, there's a finite amount of material that's in the pipeline that is coming down. I mean, you really don't have too much, just due to how quick the turnaround times have been on movies nowadays. I mean, hell, did you see Ghostbusters got delayed? Knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
they just finished filming it, and it was supposed to be out in December. That got pushed back to next summer. I knew that was going to happen. There's no way they could have done all the special effects that quick.
Yeah.
But it's there's not a lot coming down that has been completed.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, what we maybe have 6 months of movies left. That are completed and set to release.
Yeah, they're saying that the strike could go forward until December at least.
Yeah.
And see, that's the other thing. While they have these interim agreements, the problem is that's going to extend the strike longer.
Yep. Yeah. So hopefully they get it figured out. Those of you that are out there that are looking at it and thinking that the big actors are just being greedy or whatnot. It's not. Most of those big actors are not doing it for them. They're doing it for the acting as a general, for all of them. So
and obviously the writers too.
And honestly, I think the writers are underpaid, and they need to be. None of this stuff exists without the writers. Your favorite actors are nothing without those writers. Who do you think writes their lines and makes them look as cool as they are?
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's the thing. You also have those people that are both, right? You've got the writers, actors. You got all those people, that are.
You got like Seth Rogen, right? That does both sides, right? He writes and directs and stars, and there's a lot of them nowadays.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. So you watched Barbie, you watched Oppenheimer. I watched Twisted Metal. Hold on. I got something for Twisted Metal.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Twisted Metal. Remember we watched that trailer and they were all doing the Cisco. Yeah. And we're like, oh, this is going to be terrible. No, bro. No. It was good. It was rated R. It was, mature. Blood, guts, dismemberment, foul language. It was good, man. It was fun. 10 episodes. Each episode's like 30 minutes long. They're not very long.
Paramount Plus, right? Or no, Peacock, right?
Yeah, Peacock. Sweet Tooth, of course, is just awesome. Dude's batshit crazy. It's awesome.
Legendary. Yeah, he's the icon of the franchise.
Yeah, he's the the poster child of Twisted Metal, but lots of nods to other stuff.
Sweet.
Had a quick yawn.
Sweet. Have you been hearing about the Cyberpunk DLC that they're supposed to be dropping?
Phantom Liberty, dude, I cannot fucking wait.
Yeah, so there's supposed to be not just the DLC itself, which is supposed to be, quite a bit of hours of
Yeah,
content.
almost like a sequel.
Yeah. A whole storyline. Well, and of course, so you've got Idris Elba being introduced. He's
Yep.
got a character, right, coming to the new DLC.
I can't wait, dude. I've 100% completed the first Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Well, I still can't play it because I don't have current gen console.
Well, they finally just I thought they released that patch for the One X. Don't you have a One X?
Yeah, I have the One X.
Yeah. I thought they released that big patch for that.
I don't know. I don't even think the DLC is even going to be available.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, maybe not.
Right. They're not gonna do the new DLC. So Idris Elba coming in for that. And of course your boy Keanu Reeves is back, his character. So that's cool. Plus, not only is it a big major DLC, but it's also a big patch.
Oh yeah.
For the vanilla Cyberpunk.
They're fixing
fixing a lot of
like
things.
the cops, the police in there. Like right now, the police are pretty easy. You know, they're chasing you. You can just drive around the corner and hide behind a dumpster and you get away.
Yeah, so they're making like some major gameplay changes to the vanilla and dropping that DLC. So that's cool. Can't wait to play Cyberpunk 2077 eventually.
It's good, man. I
just don't have fucking $4,000 to fucking drop on a Xbox Series X.
Yeah. Good thing is you can find them now. So if you do steal Scrooge McDuck's coin purse, they're available.
Oh, I'll tickle Scrooge McDuck's coin.
You're like, I don't need to steal it. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna pull that little feather out.
Come here,
Stick
Mr.
it in your hat and
Weinstein.
call you macaroni.
Come here, Mr. Weinstein. I need some money.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Phantom Pain or Phantom Liberty. I keep saying Phantom Pain. That's
Metal Gear
that's
Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. What an idiot!
You fucking idiot.
Yeah, dude. I'm stoked for this.
Yeah.
It's good. I just pre-ordered the book for it too. So there's an actual novel coming out in October.
Oh wow!
And I've got the comic books from it. Like I love the Cyberpunk series, man. There is another game you would probably like, man. It's top down, kind of like Diablo and that other game that we played. You and I played for like 8 hours straight.
StarCraft.
No, it was. Weren't we playing like Tomb Raider or some shit?
Oh yeah.
So there's a game called The Ascent on Xbox. Ascent, and it's like that, dude. And it's all cyberpunk. It's gorgeous. I mean, the world that you're in. I mean, it's cyberpunk, so it's dirty and trashy, but it just looks fucking great. I've been playing that one recently too. You'd probably like that. I think it's like, I don't know, like $10 or something. Unless you got Game Pass, I think it's on Game Pass too. But either way, it's
Game Pass.
It's fucked.
Still not.
Still don't have that.
Nah, I'm still only paying $60 a year, man.
Okay.
I'm not ready to fucking move to that monthly subscription fucking model, man. Because they're just
Well, it's about to go away.
continues. Yeah, I know. Like they just announced the 2 free with gold titles, the final free with gold titles. And then like August 31st is when that's over.
Yeah, and then it switches to their Game Pass section, but here's the crazy thing with the Game Pass. So if you pay monthly, it's like $120, but if you buy it outright, it's $60 for the year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
which is not a problem. I mean, I would obviously I would do that, the $60 a year thing.
Yeah, because you're doing it now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think you get like 25 games with it though when you do that. you get access to like 25 games off of Game Pass, plus the additional ones that they add in for that Game Pass core. So you're gonna get access to a bunch of stuff with it when you renew. So
yeah,
I don't know. I have the Ultimate, so I play on the PC, which is like you I'm pointing at, and then the Xbox, and then I play on my little portable system.
I just don't play enough, really, honestly, to justify paying that. Though that's the thing.
Yeah, well, like I play like on my phone.
I'm not at home. I'm not at home playing video games all day.
Yeah,
that's where it would be worth it. But no, like my ass has to work. So
yeah, I play like on my lunch breaks and shit at work. I just chill, sit out on the patio at work, and play for half an hour or so.
Yeah.
But oh man, I can't wait for Cyberpunk. Fuck yeah, Roadhouse.
Did you hear about? Did you hear about Florida's book ban? There's a lot of states that are like trying to ban a whole bunch of books, right?
Oh, no.
So Florida wants to ban a book. You know that Arthur character, little mouse guy.
Oh yeah, the dude that's on PBS.
Yeah. So they want to ban one of those books from the Arthur series.
Yeah, is it talking about two mommies, two daddies, or what?
No, it's Arthur's birthday, something, and there's for some reason he gets a birthday present from a monkey. There's a glass bottle that says Francine's Spin the Bottle game printed on it. Because I mean, it's really like, and they're doing it obviously to protect children and quote, they're damaged souls. They're damaging souls by allowing kids to read this book. It's also it shows it's just the from the Guardian quotes here. The entire book is about being inclusive of all friends and not only inviting boys or girls to your birthday party and all that stuff.
Who else would you invite if you're not inviting just boys and girls?
I mean,
Arthur, like the neighbors, like walrus.
If you don't invite the mouse,
yeah.
Well, no, it's just like it's like based basically they're saying like boys shouldn't just be inviting boys.
Oh, yeah, but when the boy's like 6 years old, that's all he's gonna invite. Like when I was growing up, like I didn't have any like girls that came over. I had all the boys that I was running around the neighborhood with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's silly. I think they should have more. If Florida wants to go after someone, they should go after CVS for
trying to.
Oh, CVS just fucking redid their like store modeling or whatever, and now they have the condoms, lube, and dildos that they sell right next to the little girls' toys, literally touching each other on the aisles, same aisle. That's probably something they should address versus going after a fucking children's fucking book. Like that seems a little bit more
right. Well, the thing is like the book's about inclusivity, right?
Yeah.
It's not trying to sexualize anybody. It's not trying to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, spin the bottle, like little, a game that
they could have just put Barrel of Monkeys or something. It would have been funny coming from a monkey. Do something like that. I get it. It's in bad taste, but it's not at the level of the other shit that we're seeing, like where you've got, rainbow baboons with dildos, fucking strap-ons trying to read to kids, or
Well, I mean, okay, so, have you been there to the CBS storefront?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, yeah, because there was like a few weeks ago or last month, Pride Month, where people were going on TikTok and they were saying that they had these Pride fucking skirts and stuff like that for adults in like the fucking children's section and shit like that, and it turns out that these people just like moved those products over there.
Yeah, that's like that fake shit that we saw, like where they were like people claim they're out there helping rebuild, and they're just like holding some contractor's hammer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah,
this
they just walk
isn't
up to a
that.
contractor and like hammer a nail in, and that's them doing their part, and then they leave.
Yeah. Or that one video, that dumb bitch that was picking up trash and then left the fucking trash bags.
Right, left the fucking trash on the fucking
Get the
beach.
fuck out of here. No, this is something we've
Yeah.
seen. Like,
Yeah, so that's one of those things where it's like people were complaining, in the South about Target putting Pride material and stuff like that, and Pride clothes and all that stuff in the children's section for adults and stuff like that. And it's like no, you guys just like move that shit there.
well,
Like,
the Target had a Pride section for children. That was part of it. It was kids' shirts. They weren't adult shirts. Unless you
the
get,
kids like,
unless
I
you
mean,
put
the
it in your
kids
hand.
like, first off, kids like fucking rainbows, and they don't associate rainbows with gay people.
Exactly. Except
And all that
these
stuff,
shirts
like-
were straight up for that. These weren't, like your shirt there, right? Your death fucking, death metal.
Death metal.
Right? That's a freaking unicorn with a rainbow. That's doesn't mean shit. That's just fucking cool. If Jack Black can wear a unicorn with a rainbow, we all can wear unicorns with rainbows.
Right. Exactly.
Little girls wear.
Jack Black is the most straight man that America has ever produced.
Unless he wants his candy, and then he'll swallow the gravy. But yeah, it Rainbow Bright, and Reading Rainbow, and fucking I get it. It's annoying that something like that now, like if you see a rainbow, they immediately associate it with gay, because it's always been.
It's not even just that. It's not even just that, but it's just the fact that like there's some people in America that simply don't even want children to know that gay and transsexual is even a thing. They just don't even want it. They don't want children to even know that any of those things are possible.
Yeah,
that's the issue, right?
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
fighting.
Even trying to,
yeah, they're fighting over at what age should they be teaching it to them. That's a lot of your big battles coming.
Not
back.
even necessarily at age that they should be teaching it to them, but not teaching it to them at all.
Right. No, I'm saying a lot of the stuff that you're seeing, these clashes between like parents and teachers and schools and all this stuff, is because they're trying to teach it super young before the kids develop and know what really get to a mental state of where they understand what that is.
There's a lot of people on the religious right side that don't want educators to even teach sex ed at all. I mean, like, period. They're just like, it doesn't belong in schools and stuff like that. Not even as a health benefit to these kids.
No, I think, I don't know, my opinion, not what I think your opinion should be, but mine, is that once you hit biology and sex ed and all of that, that's where you can have some of that discussions. But I've seen some gross ass shit that teachers are like telling them how to hit the pleasure spots with gay sex. Like, that shouldn't be taught.
Yeah.
But the safeties, the precautions,
well, yeah, and see, that's a whole other thing, like, because the safeties and stuff like that, a lot of these, again, religious right people are like, you shouldn't be teaching them about the safeties either, because...
Yeah, but don't they... But those are the same groups that don't even want, like, standard sex ed done.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. They don't want it at all.
But that's a fight that's been going on. I mean, when we were in school, we had to get our parents to sign those waivers because of that. Like, I get that, people are, sheltered to that. If that's how you want to be, that's how you want to be. But you sent your kid to public school. Deal with it. They've heard and seen much worse way before you think they have.
Yeah, exactly.
I was calling people cunt waffles before I even knew what a cunt waffle was.
It's one thing to like try to shield your child and all this stuff. It's another thing to like be willfully ignorant.
Yeah, they are purposely being
willfully ignorant of these things, because they're like, well, you need to be teaching abstinence and all that stuff, and they do, right? They teach abstinence. They say
they try to scare you with all the diseases,
right? In school and pregnancies, and in school that was like the big thing. They said, obviously, the best contraception is not to have sex at all.
And pull-out method doesn't work. You can still get pregnant.
But if you're not gonna be abstinent, then the
Hi,
best
Jen.
contraceptions is these. Hi, Jen.
Mark says hi. Wave at the camera, Jen. She says no thanks.
No one finger wave. Anyway, but not to get in too political and all that stuff, is like just Florida and other states are trying to ban books and shit like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like some other fucking people back
There's
in
other hills.
the 1930s and the 1940s.
Yeah, there's bigger and I think more crucial hills to die on than that.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. That's certain people's like, look at, like there's a lot more on YouTube. I've gone down the YouTube rabbit hole
Oh,
with
yeah.
religion and stuff like that. And there's a lot more like churches that are springing up throughout this country that look a lot more like the Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, yeah.
Than other, churches, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you swing one way, the pendulum's going to swing much further the other way sometimes, and
Oh, honey, I swing both ways.
Look at what we had in like the, look through our history, right? We go through like the 60s, or even before that, right? Like look at comic books. Comic books they had like bondage, they had severed heads, they had all this stuff. The church got involved. Bam, Comic Code Authority. None of that. Now we're starting to get it back open again. Now we're hitting a point where comic books, we have Superman's kid is bisexual. You've got, gay superheroes in comic books, right? It's again, we're going to hit a point because that's what's popular in culture again, just like it was back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
We're going to hit a point where
it's
going to go down again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But here's the thing, right? Like, if a writer wants to, make a certain comic book character gay, fine, whatever. Like, even if they're, look, like, it's...
You don't like it, just wait. It's going to change.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's weird when they start to sexualize these teenagers in these comic books and stuff like that, and that's a big thing, but it's not even just about that when it comes to the debate on that. But because they don't want gay characters at all. There's a lot of them that just don't want gay characters at all, don't want trans characters at all. They don't want any kind of inclusivity when it comes to those things. And of course, just like it's the artist and the writer's right to create their character however they want, it's also the parents' right to not have their kids consume that media.
Yep.
And that's the big thing.
Pay attention.
Pay attention to what your children are consuming.
That's like the parents coming in and buying their 10-year-old or 8-year-old kid Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5.
Right. Well, the parents are blaming the schools, right? The parents are blaming the teachers. The parents are blaming, the
music,
TV studio,
the TV,
video game developers, the music industry and all that stuff, and the artists and everything like that. When, the parents just need to be better at parenting.
Yep. I agree. Look at something like The Boys, right? It clearly says right on the front, too. Not intended.
Right.
You can have all of that. Not a problem. Just pay attention to, if you don't like it, pay attention.
And the fact is...
Yeah, I was going to say just pay attention and don't let your kids read it.
Yeah. And the fact is, even if you don't let your kids read it, they're going to fucking read it anyway.
Yeah, the more you tell them no, they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like, they're going to go over to a friend's house that has it, and they'll read it and watch it or listen to it then.
Exactly.
So, like, this whole thing about trying to shelter your kids, there are certain communities, again, religious communities, because there's another thing, like Jesus camp.
Oh, yeah.
This weird thing where it's like...
Pray the gay away.
Yeah, Pray the Gay Away, Jesus Camp, and all that stuff where, like, literally these kids are so sheltered that their only friends are, in this community, right? They don't, they separate themselves, from secular people.
Yeah.
You've had it, you've had, obviously tons of like niche, like religious groups like the Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons and stuff like that, that mainly the Jehovah's Witnesses. The Mormons don't necessarily, not associate with people outside of religion. It's mostly those very niche groups, but it's those niche groups are still out there and still starting to spread.
Yeah.
Especially now that, televangelists and stuff like that, all these groups now have podcasts online like us, right? And they're telling, their people, hey, fucking, and I've seen clips of like people that are supposed to be preachers that are advocating for violence against LGBTQ plus people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all sides of that. I've seen them where they're, you've got the BLM telling them if a white person drives down the street, pull them out of the car. You got white people saying, the complete opposite of that. You've got, all of it, man. It's just, that shit's everywhere. Like, why can't we just play video games, read comic books, and have fun?
Yeah.
Quit politicizing pop culture. Although that's where that's where it all comes from.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's how they get it.
Pop culture is not apolitical.
No.
Like that's
no. Our comics are influenced by what's going on. Look at the
always have been.
Look at comic books right now, right? We can't have golden age comics forever. It's got to change with the times, and the culture we're in right now is what we have in our comic books. That's how it is in our video games and our movies and all of that. So speaking of along this line, you see Peter Dinklage, man, he's getting some hate from his community.
Pete Dink.
Yeah.
Why is he getting?
Oh yeah, well because he threw a fit.
Why is the Dink man in trouble?
Peter Dinklage is of mind that little people or dwarfs should not be cast only as little people or dwarfs, right? He's not, like, he did Elf because he didn't want to play an elf. He was cast in that role because he hated elves and being cast as, little people. Like Warwick Davis, right? He's made a massive career out of playing goblins and stuff like that. So Peter Dinklage went on a little bit of a rant about the Snow White movie coming up, and that he wasn't happy about the 7 dwarves. He's like, that's just stereotyping. That's not okay. That's insensitive nowadays. So Disney swung the opposite direction. They hired the Hispanic girl to play Snow White. Which people are upset about, right? Because, again, the whole point of her being called Snow White was her skin was as white as snow, right? And then there's no dwarves. They're now called the 7 magical creatures or beings or something like that. And they're all different races and genders and, fluidity throughout that whole group of 7 magical creatures.
Yeah.
And then you have Wonka that hires Hugh Grant to play an Oompa Loompa and just miniaturizes him. So there's other dwarf actors who, for one, I'm sure you can believe it's tough for them to get acting jobs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now they're mad at Peter Dinklage because now studios are kind of afraid because they have this like top tier, like Peter Dinklage, like award-winning actor, scolding studios for hiring dwarves and little people to play dwarves and little people. And now the studios are afraid to do that, to be insensitive because of the culture we're in right now. And now the dwarves and little people are upset because it has cost them jobs.
They're not getting jobs. Yeah.
One of them, one of the dwarf people were going to interview and test for the Oompa Loompas. Would have been a massive career boost for this guy to get to be the Oompa Loompa. And instead they went with a shrunken down Hugh Grant because the studio was did not want to push those buttons.
Yeah.
and along with others, right? There could have been 7 actors that would have gotten paid amazingly well from Disney for this Snow White movie, but instead they got cold feet and did it this way. And so, yeah, Peter Dinklage is taking some heat on this one, man. I think.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like
I agree.
You have this weird place where it's like, yes, these people are being typecast, right? Obviously, because of obviously something that they can't control, right? They were born little people and all this.
Like the guy that plays Vern or whatever in Bad Santa, right? He plays an elf.
Yeah. At least they're getting fucking work.
Exactly.
Right? They're using.
If they didn't like it, they wouldn't be an actor playing those roles.
Right. Well, they're using this hand that they've been dealt.
Exactly.
In a way that is working for them. And Peter Dinklage has done the same thing. Yes, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Right? No one is going to deny that he's a great actor. And he also just happens to be a little person.
Yep.
That has been able to make a fucking huge career of that, and everyone that came before him, like you said, Vern Troyer.
Yep. Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis, like all these little people, Wee Man, right?
Yep.
All these little people that have been able to actually work in Hollywood, there's just certain people that get typecast a certain way just because of a specific look that they're going for or a size or whatever.
Yep.
It just is what it is. Look at these, people that are massively overweight, that can't seem to lose the weight, but, they're still able to play that cliched, role.
Fat funny guy.
Right. Yeah. Or, the fat friend or whatever, but they, their size has, given them a certain advantage.
Yep. Yeah. So it's, like in The Whale, right? The big community gave shit for Brendan Fraser wearing a fat suit to play this, big obese guy.
Yeah.
And then shamed him for it. Like, I get it. Yes, it is tough because, you're probably not going to sell well if you hire someone like Peter Dinklage for a big major action movie where you're jumping out of helicopters and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing, because it's going to be, if you go the other way and you start casting certain people with certain body types and sizes in roles that you would traditionally cast, a normal heighted person or a normal build person or something like that, then it's going to be kind of in a tongue-in-cheek way, right?
Exactly. It's going to be comedic.
It's going to be like a funny Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I'm thinking True Lies, right? Instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got Peter Dinklage. Like, no one's going to take the movie serious.
You're not going to put...
no fault of the little person, but it's just that's just how it's going to be. So, yeah, I get it. He wants more serious roles. It's just, it's tough to do and find those roles. So, get them when you can type thing.
Not just that. Fucking produce your own goddamn film.
Yeah.
Right? You're fucking Peter Dinklage, right?
Hey, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is not... That's open territory. That's not copyrighted by Disney. Their version of it is, but...
their version, yeah. But the story that it's based off of is
not.
Been in the public domain for centuries. So... yeah, but that's the thing. Don't even do that. Come up with your own fucking, original story.
So here's another thing down that line. Okay. I got another one.
Another one.
Apparently, X-Men is too masculine now. The term X-Men. There's a major feminist group that goes through Hollywood, that is saying that the term X-Men is not inclusive enough. They said it's misogynistic, just as bad as saying George Lucas's Star Wars. Like, why does
it is George Lucas's Star Wars?
Well,
he fucking created it.
Apparently, this group does not agree with the fact that a man's name is attached to things they like, and so they want George Lucas. They're trying to get George Lucas's name removed.
Not gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
He created it. It's his
IP.
His brainchild. He owns it. You know, he owns all the fucking rights to it and licenses the rights to it however he wants, and it's his. You can't take his name off of it. He's the creator.
Yep.
Just like the last, what was it? The last Charlie's Angels was directed by Elizabeth Banks, right? Can't take her name off of it, right?
Yep.
You know, just like Chris Nolan's film, right?
Well, I mean,
he's the fucking director. You can't take his name off, like Chris Nolan's fucking name off. That's just you're taking credit. You're taking credit away from the creator when you're doing that. Oh, because he's a man. So what if he's a fucking man? He's the creator.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's like
or
James Cameron's Avatar. Steven Spielberg presents Jurassic Park. Like that's what they want. Is they want all the men's names off of all those things.
Tarantino's this and that.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. There's not a lot of women directors, not a lot of women property holders.
Well, and they don't put their name, right? So, like, Wonder Woman was Patty Jenkins, right?
No, they do. But they do. They do put their name on it. All the fucking time.
Yep.
Look at one of the biggest fucking franchises, one of the biggest movie fucking franchises ever. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, she ain't never going to pull her name off that.
Like, if you want, you want more women's fucking names on fucking intellectual properties, then women need to come with these intellectual properties. And the thing is it's competitive, just like everything else as out there.
Well,
it's competitive.
But
you gotta play the game in order to compete.
Yeah, and one of the other things that they had mentioned was the Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it doesn't say Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman. But that's kind of not right because the theatrical versions of those movies didn't have any of their names.
Right.
That was the HBO his cut version of it.
Yeah.
So I thought this was crazy because they're also
that's the thing. Did they I don't remember in the credits, but was she still fucking credited for Wonder Woman?
Oh yeah, Patty Jenkins.
Yeah,
it was directed by, produced by. Yeah.
Right. Well, but that's the thing. You also see like every single Batman movie, right, has Bob Kane's fucking name on it.
Oh, you're talking about the creator. Yeah. Well, Wonder Woman was created by a guy, Marston or something. The guy who invented the lie detector test created Wonder Woman. Cool documentary if you want to watch it. Cool movie. This is also the same group that wants to find another word for woman because it has men in it.
Right.
So we can see how far they're going to get. But they are the loud minority. Yes.
Right.
That's the keyboard warrior group. That tries to rob stuff up.
Niche small group that is like, oh yeah, we need to take man out of everything. It's like that's first off, woman isn't, if you look at the etymology of a lot of these words, the base is not actually man.
Mm-hmm.
Like person, right?
Yeah.
Like person, because it has son in it, and son is a masculine. It's like, no, it's just person. It's a fucking it's a word, dude.
Yeah, they just
stop getting so fucking mixed up about these words. Like, first off, it's not. It's if it, like.
I was gonna say they probably hate Spanish then because they have the masculine and female versions of all the words.
And, I mean all the fucking Latin languages, French, Spanish. They have genders to these nouns that just. They're objects for some reason. They just use that. Same thing, Italian. all the
Yep.
all the Latin plus. Doesn't German do the same thing? Doesn't German have?
I think
the same
most
thing?
languages do.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah,
So,
but yeah, it's like yeah.
they woke up today, and that was the thing they were going after.
The thing they wanted to bitch about. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Who's not bitching? This Japanese dude. He spent 2 million yen, or about $14,000, and built himself a collie suit so he could be a living dog. Yes. Let's see. I'm gonna join the activity now. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay.
I wonder if you're controlling it now.
I think I
Nope. Here we go. Oh wait.
can hand off control.
Yeah.
It is. Okay. Let's see it.
Yeah. Hand off the host to me.
Send it. Oh, okay. So I am the host. Okay. All right. There you go.
Sorry, I'm trying to type with a fucking microphone right in front of me here.
Yeah. Right.
The difference there.
Bet the other dogs can tell when they go for,
yeah.
Jen, look at this guy.
Some have praised the lifelike outfit as awesome because this is obviously blown up on.
I mean,
on Twitter.
shit.
Oh, here he is
That
reenacting
suit is
Bob
very,
Dylan's,
very well done.
Yeah.
Some
I wonder if this guy saw
said it looks
Tusk.
Unnatural. I don't know what's unnatural about that. A dog
Kevin Smith's Tusk, where the guy turns into a walrus.
No matter how much money you spend, you won't be a real
Yeah.
dog, which is pretty cruel and also quite trans dog phobic.
Trans species.
Yeah, trans species
Yeah.
phobic.
Well, there's nothing new about this. I mean, people have often sort of emulated animals and wanted to be animals.
I mean, that's one thing, but that's the thing. Like,
Wildenstein, who
it's his
had
fucking
plastic
right to
surgery
do
make
it.
us
Yeah.
look like
like
a
whether you
cat.
find it, whether you like it or not, whether you find it weird or not, or anything like that, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, that guy wants to be a fucking collie. He can be a collie,
It ain't hurting nobody.
right?
I just thought,
But-
that's what I said. You know who's not bitching?
Yeah.
This guy. He's living his best
Yeah.
fucking life right now.
Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, if you let people be what they want to be, then all those people is like they're doing it for their mental health. They're doing it so that they can fucking first off block out the rest of the world, this savage world that does not give a single fuck about any individual, right?
Exactly.
And they're just trying to carve out a little space for them to be fucking happy in. And if that's his little fucking space for him to be happy in, then
Do it.
my judgment doesn't fucking matter because I don't run his life. And that's what all of these fucking groups, these niche, loud minority fucking groups are trying to do, is they're trying to run people's lives when they don't have any business.
Yep. Look, I tell people all the time, like, if you're religious, that's cool. I don't care. Hey, do what you want to do. Just, I'll have a discussion with you, but don't be trying to, convert me.
Right. Don't be proselytizing to me all the time and
Yeah.
all that shit. Like you can, I'm happy for you that you found that and that is a positive in your life.
Makes you happy. You don't hurt anybody. Do it.
Will. Yeah. And see, there's the flip side to that, right? The not hurting anybody part.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, that individual may not be directly hurting people, but people that are in that same community are directly hurting people. As a matter of fact, we just lost someone the other day, right? 4 days ago now, Sinead O'Connor, rest in peace. And, if a lot of people don't know, she was the artist that went on Saturday Night Live, I believe. She performed on Saturday Night Live back in the 90s. Nothing Compares to You.
Yeah. I remember that.
Cover song. Nothing Compares to You. Back in the 90s, when the news was coming out about the Catholic Church
Covering up. Yeah.
Yeah, with the Catholic Church covering up and not properly dealing with priests that were molesting children. So she went on Saturday Night Live, did a performance of, cover of Nothing Compares to You by Prince, and then tore up a photograph of Pope John Paul II and protest of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, she was supposed to show something else. She did during rehearsal.
Yeah.
And then when it came to live is when she did that.
Yep.
Yeah, she was a big protester, big for feminist, rights and all of that. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of her music, but
No,
she did what she wanted, what she had to do, and she made a career out of it. And it was sad when her kid died. I remember that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Those are the people that we're talking about. The people that may not necessarily directly hurt people, but they contribute to a community, to a group that does hurt people.
Yep.
Or doesn't take it seriously when victims come out and say something, and they just cover up for things. So yeah. Anyways, enough of that shit. Sinead O'Connor, rest in peace.
Yeah.
She took advantage of a big moment, right, in the world stage, and and did that, and a lot of people learned more about what was going on in the Catholic Church because of that stunt that she pulled on Saturday Night Live. And then of course we got that Spotlight movie that that came out about that whole fucking thing in Boston.
Yeah, you hear about this real quick before we move on. Hold on, let me get off of this real quick. Jen, what's the name of that movie? About a boy or something like that?
What you got?
The one about the child trafficking. All right, never mind. She
Rick James
went
said,
blank.
give it to me.
The one with James Caviezel.
The Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom, yeah. Did you see all the bullshit that's going on with that? Where theaters are saying that it's full and there's nobody in there?
I haven't seen any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's happening over in California.
There's a lot of people that are politicizing this movie for different reasons, right? There are a lot of people that are saying that it's a fucking love letter to far-right America and all this stuff, that are not actually going and seeing the movie because of, certain groups that are, saying, this is a great movie and all this stuff. Me, personally, I'm not a fan of Jim Caviezel. Just because he's one of those QAnon fucking far-right conspiracy guys.
Yeah. I like some of his movies back in the day.
Count of Monte Cristo is still, like, a great fucking movie, right? It's just the guy's, like, flown so far off the fucking handle when it comes to his politics and his religious beliefs and all that stuff, where it's like, dude, dial it down a fucking notch, because, he's gone in and he's just one of those people that's just put in the public domain that he's ultra fucking religious. Personally, I think the dude has a messiah complex, right? He wants to be seen as a savior.
Yeah.
Right? Because, he was in Passion of the Christ, right?
I was going to say, he literally did play Jesus.
Right? Maybe he's like a little more method actor where he literally thinks he's fucking Jesus in the Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
But what's happening is right now
take it down a notch, bro.
Is that, so it's on. There's a whole bunch of them on video where people go to the theater, they try to buy the ticket for the movie. Oh, it's sold out. So they buy something else, and then they go into that theater to look at it, and it's completely empty. They're not even playing the movie. It's just the theaters aren't. They're not doing anything. They're not selling tickets for it. They're just blocking it out. And
I hadn't heard about any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's happening a lot in California. Is where a lot of that's coming from.
And they're doing it in California because the far right people, the people on the right, are touting this movie up as like the greatest fucking movie ever made.
There's another one
which I haven't seen it. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Again, the movie's been so heavily politicized by people. You have one side of the media that's saying don't go fucking watch it because it's a love letter to fucking right wing America, and then of course you have the other side saying go see it because it's a love letter to right wing America, right?
But the movie's about child trafficking, isn't it?
Right. It's about human trafficking.
Yeah.
Specifically kidnapping children, and even the director, the guy who fucking directed and wrote it, just wanted to get more eyeballs out there on this story about about a federal agent who fucking rescued some fucking kids.
The whole story, because that was part of what I was reading, was that they have the stories that are coming out about that whole politicizing is completely covering the fact that it's exposing a lot of and bringing to attention the child trafficking, because they're tying it in with Mel Gibson with his documentary on Hollywood that's coming up.
Yeah.
Because they kept asking Mel Gibson about this movie, and because he's working with a lot of actors right now he's doing a big documentary that I read somewhere, or I saw somewhere, a video clip where he's like, this may be the last thing if this is the last thing I make, this will be the biggest one I make, because we're going to be dropping some big bombs in this of what's going on with kids in Hollywood. Right. So I think he's kind of done with it all too.
Well, we've known about this type of stuff for, years, a couple decades.
You remember Corey Feldman with Barbara Walters, and she's like, you're
Corey Haim.
And Corey Feldman was like, hey, these big actors, he was on her show, and was it Barbara Walters, and she straight up said, you're destroying an entire industry with these words, and like stopped them right in the tracks right there. Like,
right. And it's like, lady, like this entire
he's telling you that he was straight up raped as a kid. By Hollywood.
Destroying the industry. No, like, what about what the industry is doing to these kids?
I mean,
that's the more important thing, right?
Drew Barrymore, is given hard drugs at 13 years old and sent to go to these adult clubs because she was famous. Like,
and you got all of the fucking, you got all the Disney. All those Disney fucking kids and all that stuff.
Jeanette McCurdy just came out with a book that said, I'm glad my mom is dead. And she, on the cover, she's holding her mom's urn. And some of the stuff that she talked about in there, she's got a podcast. She quit acting. She does a podcast now, because she just can't take it anymore. But a lot of what they had in there was, one, obviously, just like most child actors, the parents took the money and controlled them.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff is that they knew
save any of the money for them, spent all the money for things that they wanted.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff that like on iCarly and all this, where they had this like predatory guy that was in charge of all these shows.
Yeah.
The mom would make her walk around barefoot because the guy liked feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And stuff like
we
that.
Talked about that.
And made her very uncomfortable of all that shit. And that's parts of the stuff that these parents of kids would make them do. And they'd make them go to these executive parties in bikinis at the ages of 13 and 14. Like, yeah, dude, Mel Gibson's about to drop a bomb, and they're trying to stop him. They're trying to keep it quiet, and that's one of the things that this movie is getting wrapped up into for some reason because of the child trafficking.
Well, you look at it. You look at so you remember the Kevin Spacey allegations, right?
Yep.
Where that one actor came out and said that he was sexually molested by Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, like he put his hand up his shorts or something like that
at a party.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, what is a fucking what is a teenager? What is a child actor doing at a fucking Hollywood party
where they're all stoned and drunk?
Right. Without any sort of fucking protection there, right?
Yep.
Like, they're just
not to take away from what happened to them, but again, where was the person who's supposed to be the guardian of these children?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Just like what Corey Feldman even fucking came out and said a lot of these guardians, you know, that are hired to take it, to make sure that this kid's protected, are the ones taking advantage of them.
Yep, they're getting paid.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up, and then I forgot to show you these from San Diego, and then we'll get to the.
Then there's also, but one more thing on that though. There's the people like Jim Caviezel, the QAnon people, that are going and saying that fucking Hollywood elites and politicians and all that stuff are drinking fucking
child's blood,
adrenochrome and stuff like that. When it's like, dude, you guys are taking away by creating this weird fictional fucking conspiratorial.
Is he part of that group that says Keanu Reeves drinks like infant blood to be famous?
Right. Adrenochrome and all this stuff. You're taking away from the actual abuse that's happening.
Yep. I saw that news article. It's like Keanu Reeves admits to drinking children's blood to be famous.
Right. And they're talking about like how, they say everybody on the fucking, all the Democrats in Congress also do the same thing. And like the thing is like, this is like this narrative, right? I don't know where it comes from. It's been pinned on QAnon and all that stuff as a conspiracy. I don't know if that's true because I don't pay attention to QAnon or any of that crap.
Yeah.
But it's like literal conspiracy saying that they not only do they drink infant blood, right? But the adrenochrome, specifically, the details of that is that they kill these infants, right? In like this brutal manner, so that adrenaline gets fucking put in their blood and all that stuff, and then that's what they drink. Right? So it's not just about like drinking kids' bloods or any of that stuff. It's also these additional things that they tag onto it. Like they have to be highly stressed while they're being killed so that the blood's infused with adrenaline and all that stuff. And that's what keeps them fucking young and full of vigor and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, no.
That's why Paul Rudd never ages.
Right? Yeah. So it's like, dude, first off, no, that's not fucking happening because somebody would have blown the fucking whistle and there would actually be real, tangible evidence, video proof of this stuff.
Lizard people,
and
man.
They can't keep this stuff secret forever, right? So if this stuff really was happening, somebody would have put it out there already.
But, I mean, to keep from getting political, even if we had evidence, people wouldn't believe it anyway. So, because there's so much in politics of all that shit where we've got video.
Like that movie, Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
That Netflix movie where it's like you got one side saying, "Hey, don't look up," and then the other side saying, "Hey, look up." It's like,
yeah,
right. While a fucking asteroid just like plummets towards fucking Earth.
Yeah, it's like all of the political stuff, man, that goes through. Like we've got videos, photos, all the proof, but one side says it's not real and the other side says it is. So
yeah,
same thing. Let me show you these real quick, and then we'll watch those.
Okay, let's watch these. Let's watch these.
These are Japanese vinyl toys. This is the little mummy boy. He's missing an arm. He's got his little bone there.
Mummy boy. Nice.
These were San Diego exclusive, and then because I live in Florida, I had to get the Mummy Gator Boy.
Well, we better go buy that fucking Arthur book before they ban that shit.
Yeah, sell that shit on eBay.
Hell yeah.
I'll buy it from Texas and then have it shipped to Florida to sell it on a black market.
Hell yeah. Hey, kid. Hey, kid, want a book?
I got my trench coat at Target.
I can't hear you. You're not pressing the button.
Oh, I was saying I got my trench coat at Target selling fucking Arthur books. All right, here we go. We're going to go through our trailers.
All right, trailers. All right, so obviously the first one is the Wonka trailer.
I think you have to hit play or give me rights again because I backed out. Yeah, it says you're hosting.
No. Whoa. Ooh, well, let's skip the Wonka trailer.
Yep, go back to Wonka.
I've spent the past 7 years traveling the world perfecting my craft. You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
Mr. Walker, I'll consider you man bright and genuine.
So this is a prequel, obviously.
I'm making chocolate.
They missed a good opportunity to put a Missy Elliott song in there.
Many people have come here to sell chocolate. They've all been crushed by the chocolate cartel. You can't get a shop without selling chocolate. And you can't sell chocolate without a shop.
No daydreaming.
What are we gonna do, Willie?
Daydreaming penalty $3.
Huh?
Huh.
Wait a minute.
Double, huh?
Do you have a pencil and paper?
Wait a
I got an
minute.
idea. I know things haven't been easy for you. They're gonna get better.
You promise?
I pinky promise. That's the most
No, they
solemn
won't.
vow there is.
Where do we start?
Your problem is just beginning.
Where's this?
I do like the fact that they cast Rowan Atkinson as a fucking priest.
that makes it fly.
Let's find out, shall we?
Who's for a hover job?
Fucking Mr. Bean.
Nothing to see here. Just a small group of people defying the laws of gravity.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Gallery Gourmet, my name is Willy Wonka. He's good. Too good.
Pretty sure I've gained about 150 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
You could change her life, Mr. Walker. Change all their lives.
Run away!
Every good thing in this
I wonder if we're gonna see like the grandpa and stuff all young.
So you hold on to yours.
She's a good actress.
Mark my words, this is gonna be the greatest chocolate shop the world has ever seen. So you're the funny little man who's been following me.
I will have you know that I am a perfectly respectable size for an Oompa Loompa.
An Oompa what now?
Allow me
Hey,
to
Aaron.
refresh your memory.
Oh, I don't think I want to hear that.
Too late. I've started dancing now. Once we've started, we can't stop.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Do we need it? No.
War is inevitable.
But it'll be fun.
One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
Ray Stevenson.
Rest in peace.
I know,
I
man.
started
it
hearing
sucks.
whispers of Thrawn's
I like him.
return
He's cool.
as heir to the Empire. What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power. Such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this. She's still just as stubborn as ever. I bet your master found you difficult at times. Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from
So he wasn't a master.
You never made things easy for me. Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings. Buckle up. If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
I like that they kept her like cocky attitude that she had in the cartoon. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Out of all the men to cheat, you picked John.
Oh, Saw X. New Saw.
Oh, he's back.
The cancer.
This takes place after 2 or before 2?
There is one person who might be able to help.
Our program is a two-pronged treatment outside Mexico City. The results have been stunning.
She saved my life.
You're in very good hands with us.
After that, what happens then?
Your whole life happens then. John Kramer.
According to these scans, the tumor was never removed.
How much time do I have?
Jigsaw
Months,
is the two.
at best.
I still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
Star her head off.
Hello, everyone. It's time to play a game. You all pretended to cure me, but what I have planned for each of you is very real.
He travels everywhere with his pigments.
You're gonna cure your life.
The only thing I have not provided is your anesthetic. But trust me, you will want to remain alert.
Out of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
Please, don't hesitate. Place a big enough piece of your cerebral tissue into the glass enzyme tank. This will save your life.
So sleep, silent
This is not retribution. It's a reawakening. Live or die. The choice is yours.
Young version of her from part 2.
Yep.
Good day.
Yeah,
Be home
dude.
by dinner.
I love you.
New Exorcist.
Morning, Catherine.
Yeah, they showed this.
Oppenheimer?
Here are your daughters, Angela
Yeah.
and Catherine. It's about 7 hours ago, and that's the last information we have.
Angela?
If you can hear
Yeah, that's where they debuted it, I believe, was at Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Hey, you found her?
What are you and Catherine doing out there in those woods?
You're just walking and walking. That's all I remember.
Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
A few hours.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Thought I heard you say something.
Didn't look like any toothpaste on that toothbrush.
You okay?
You ever notice that in movies? It's always like...
This is already in their mouth. This was just in his mouth.
Wherever those girls went, they brought something back
You don't leave toothpaste on the toothbrush.
Jesus Christ.
Brushing it.
My toothbrush is like all gnarly with fucking suds.
Body in the blood? Body in the blood? Catherine. Body in the blood.
Come on, Catherine. Why are you bleeding all over the dress?
The body and the blood!
Hope she pees
The
herself.
body and the blood! The body and the blood!
Have you ever
Captain Howdy.
Mommy?
No, but there are people out there who have.
You have some experience with possession.
Yes, more than I'd like.
Here's the
You
mom.
can help get our girls back.
Yeah.
Exorcism is a ritual. Every culture,
nom,
every
nom, nom.
religion, they all use different methods. It's going to take all of them.
I like to eat my Bible with some spicy
We've
mustard.
met before.
Some Grey Poupon.
What did you do?
Is that Catherine's heartbeat? They're beating in sync.
God.
Oh no.
Trick on you.
I like the black and white.
Yeah.
Bet you this movie would be super fucking creepy in black and white.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm down. New Castlevania coming? Did you ever watch the other anime?
No.
Dude, it is good. Brutal.
I heard it was.
Little boy Belmont.
Yeah, like even Jen's aunt and uncle, they watched it and liked it. All 3 seasons. And they don't watch anime.
I could kill you too.
Yeah.
And I will.
Well, Shelby and I are going to be watching the second half of Witcher Season 3 today.
Nice.
Because that's out now.
You should watch an episode or 2 of Twisted Metal if you get time. They're short episodes.
Perhaps.
Victor Belmont, I know how much pain is in your soul. How much sadness and loss. This so-called revolution, it's an abomination. But the days of this abomination will soon be over. Before the moon is full, the vampire messiah will come. The devourer of light who will eat the sun.
She won't want simply to crush the revolution. She will want to drain it slowly of blood before she grinds its bones to dust.
The whip. Aaron body build.
I pray for you, Victor Belmont.
Yeah, it looks good. Did you ever watch the Cyberpunk
Edge Runners?
Edge Runners?
No.
Oh.
That's another one. That's one that I've been meaning a lot.
Yeah, dude. Edge Runners.
Oh.
Edge Runners is sick. Anyway.
This is the Boys spinoff.
Yeah, so in San Diego they had entire like buildings completely covered, wrapped in this.
Yeah, yeah.
Being a hero is not about glory. It's about sacrifice.
Welcome
Clancy
to
Brown.
Godolphin University. We've trained the best and brightest young heroes since 1965. Godolphin is a safe space for you to thrive.
I'm not sure how that would be very useful.
Yeah, you'd run out of power pretty quickly.
Right?
I think you meant
And
to
then
say
you
first
die.
black woman in the 7.
But you have a target on your back.
A few of us are going off campus. Let's have a good time.
I'm sexy, I'm free, and I feel vulgar.
I'm still drunk from last night. Perfect, just take a sip, say Turbo Rush cures hangovers. I wouldn't pour this on my give it cured cancer.
There are dangerous, evil people at that school.
Everything is...
I exploded his tag team explosion.
Wow.
Freshman class is savage this year.
Gross, she's just throwing her blood all over the place.
Right?
Hate to imagine what happens when she's on her period.
Yeah.
There's a guy dressed up as the Deep with a
Yeah, I saw that picture.
It is awesome.
Jen threw that up on Facebook.
This looks good.
No doubt you'll send the chaos in the streets. We must make an example, or France will fall.
What would you do if this assignment of defense was transferred to you?
Oh, you know, take over the world.
I promise you brilliant successes.
He was brutal, man. Ruthless. He just he did conquer most of it. And now his penis is in somebody's personal collection.
This is my uniform.
They have it in a box somewhere.
I led
I
the
didn't
French
know they
victory
did that
at
with
Toulon.
Napoleon.
Yeah, it's I saw it on some
What is your
something.
name?
Napoleon.
Has the course of my life just changed? Napoleon.
I know they had like Rasputin.
I'm destined for greatness.
Yeah, they got Napoleons
But
too.
those in power will only see me as a sword.
That's weird.
I suggest you take the throne.
How are you gonna collect it?
I want to be so famous that somebody wants to collect my fucking box.
Shall we vote?
Not the first time he's worn emperor crown.
World hostage. With his
Right, I was about to
images
say,
and
is
his
this
lack of
fucking
simple
gladiator?
good
or-
manners.
You think you're great?
Descendant from the old days.
You are just a tiny little brute. That is
To
not
send these nuts. Got him.
All of Europe is uniting forces against me.
What's the outcome of this if you don't succeed?
This part's cool.
Your Majesty, we are discovered.
Good.
It's a trap!
I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake.
Freaking awesome.
I simply never do.
Ridley Scott, man.
Yeah.
I'll see that one. That looks cool.
I want him to know I tried.
My name's Daryl Dixon. I come from a place called the Commonwealth.
Walking down the aqueducts.
How did you come to be in France?
Bunch of bad decisions.
Yeah, I don't know. That went on for way too long.
Jen finished it completely. Actually, she met Greg Nicotero,
We've been waiting for you.
creator of this.
I'm Laura. You're the messenger.
Well, no, I was talking about that ad.
Oh.
L'américain. Trouvez-le, tuez-le.
Je courrai. Cherche rien.
I know you can get him there safely. He's ready
Ready for what?
to lead the revival of humanity.
Nah, don't revive humanity. Just let it fucking end. But yes, this has also gone on for way too fucking long.
Things are changing, you know.
Big franchise. They got to keep milking it. They've got 2 or 3 new series now.
Yeah.
Take it. If I don't make it back, I want him to know I tried. Hell, I'm still trying.
Yeah, Dead City. That's the other one.
Yeah, that's the one that follows Maggie, right?
Yeah, Maggie and Negan. Check out this video game. Squirrel with a gun.
Goat Simulator.
Yep, but you're a squirrel with a gun.
Dang, is he in the Matrix? Was that Agent Smith? That's why he's a squirrel with a gun. Cause
Yeah, the guy was filming him, and he pulls a fucking 1911 on the dude.
Neo, dude. This is the Matrix. Hey, the game's not called Squirrel with a Cake. It's Squirrel with a Gun.
Hell yeah. Oh, God.
Hopefully they'll have a blood on setting in this video game.
We have ran out of ideas, people.
Well, I mean,
he can get his nut.
you've got like the Untitled Goose game, right?
Oh, that game was fun too.
Goat Simulator. So I mean, it was just a matter of time.
They're fun. I mean, they're. Oh yeah, check this out.
I mean, that's the point to video games, right?
Oh yeah,
fun.
yeah. That Goose game was fun.
Nowadays, video games are just getting to be a labor. Hey, girl.
It's a comic book series coming.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Got Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Look at Robo Batman.
Is Godzilla like? Are the spikes coming out of Godzilla? Are those kryptonite?
Right. Shit's kryptonite orbs.
Today's mail next, Leo, and I'm concerned.
Oh, here's that video.
Might hound this next guy. I hope his bark isn't worse than his bite. So far, you've got no relevance as to.
What the hell is this? Oh, it's an ad.
First video. So let me show you what I.
So, I'll tell you quick about this. So a group, I don't remember their names.
Okay.
They completely remade Simpsons Hit and Run with Unreal Engine 5.
Okay.
It will never be released because they don't own the rights to it.
Right.
They just did it for fun. And I wanted to show it off.
Well, it's just like that Pokemon Uranium.
Yeah.
Which Nintendo had to take down. Even though they released it for free. They weren't making any money off of it.
Yeah.
Nintendo still was like, nope. Which goes against a lot of copyright law. Because copyright law mainly is just to protect against people making money off of your property.
Yeah.
But it's
much
and
to
that's
Corey Long.
another. I
She's
mean,
done
that's
basically
an
all of the
argument
art in
for
this
another
remake,
day.
And she came into the Discord about
Like
9 months
IT
ago and
laws and how
posted
crazy
just that
things have
photo.
gotten.
And
Original
I saw that and I
prototype.
just knew that I had to hire her to work on this remake. Like her art is just so
Yeah, I mean,
good.
I don't know if you ever
And
played this
together
game.
we've
It was like
remade a
GameCube and then
large
eventually
amount
came to
No,
like
I
Xbox.
never played
And,
the Simpsons.
and I'm convinced
It was
this remake really wouldn't have been
essentially
much
a
without her. So thank you very much to Corey.
Grand Theft.
Grand Theft Auto
Instagram will
was
be
the
below.
Exactly.
I know. I've seen gameplay.
It was so awesome. But
that's the thing. Like these big, studios stifle creation when they, do these takedowns of these things. Like,
yeah,
it's a labor of love, right? These people did it because they loved the hit and run game, or they loved the concept of it. But obviously, the execution was really fucking bad, right? they wanted to update
Like,
it,
obviously, it's about the
with
graphics,
better graphics
if
and
you go
make
back
the
to episode
gameplay a
3
lot
and look
better.
at how
Yeah,
bad
for new
the graphics
generation.
were,
But people can't fucking play it.
So responsible for this remake, probably more than I am.
Yeah, I'm hoping that
Thank you
they,
to Chloe. Thank you to Sam. He was
you
also
know,
remaking
Disney,
because
because Disney now owns
me,
it, so
and he'd figured out how to do some really clutch
it
things.
would be cool if they
wrote
were
a
like, all right,
script
let's take it, let's
that
give it to our
reads the
guys, let's
original
put some
source
polish
code,
on it, throw some money into
figures
it.
out where every coin is,
you know, it's
and
not
then
even
spawns them
necessarily.
into
They just need to
Unreal
pay
for me,
these
instead of
guys
having to place
to
them
make
all
the
in a little
fucking
like,
game.
Yeah.
Right?
Some really clutch
Like
stuff that
these
saved,
people
like,
worked on it. They
hours
were the
of
ones
time.
that labored.
And thank you to Billy, who
They did the
emailed
work.
me a
They should get
completely
paid for
remade
their
family
work.
car without me even asking
That's
for
awesome.
it. He just seemed to.
And
it
then
must
just
have taken
release it,
him
you know,
hours
for
to do.
people
I
to be
can't
able to
imagine how
play.
long it would have taken.
And these guys
So thank
can
you to
get a
Billy as
chunk of the
well.
fucking profits since
And
they
yeah, the more I think about it,
built
the less
it.
I can.
Yeah, I mean, that's
take
what,
credit
there's a
for
few
the freaking
studios out there that did
It
that
really
with,
was, a team effort. And I've always
shit, I
worked
can't
on my
remember what
own.
game it
I've
was
always
now.
been
They had made
solo
a
guy, but it's really made me realize
fan
the power
version of a game.
working
I think it was
together and
Halo.
how much more you can get done.
They had made a fan version of like a I don't remember what it was, but either way, the studio ended up hiring them to polish it up and make and release it.
Yeah, and that's what they should do with stuff like this. And like I said, that Pokemon Uranium game, like, you know, let the people, you know, do their labor of love, and then fucking, you know, pay them to do it.
Yep.
If it's something that people want, because you know, obviously people want this because people actually went out there and built this. Stop being fucking hoes. That's all. Stop being hoes. Yeah. Is that it of the videos that you wanted to show?
Yeah, I'm just playing this real quick.
There's gotta be a way out of this.
Man, the game was so fun.
Johnny. I'm dying.
Johnny.
There's nothing to stop
Silverhand.
that.
Jonathan Goldman.
Did you hear about that lottery winner that wanted to be, was obsessed with Goldmember?
Intelligence analyst.
No.
This dude won like $1 million or something, and he wanted to be just like Goldmember.
What's
But
the catch?
he couldn't literally
How did you
like
get to
cast his
Dogtown?
junk in gold, so he got this like gold paint that was like super toxic. Painted himself with it, and then ended up dying because of it.
Man's got 1,001
It was like lead
reasons to
paint.
want Myers as a hostage.
Yep.
Sleeper agents. Time to wake them up.
There it
So
is.
NUSA is tossing us back into the fray, huh?
Stay sharp. We're in the wolf's den now.
Get Myers out of there. Time to evac.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of updates to the actual gameplay too. Quality of life stuff.
We're dead.
Yeah. I mean, hell, they've been making this update for like 2 years.
God almighty! It's moving! Run!
Probably longer.
Someone ratted us out.
You know, V, treason ain't ever black and white.
It's a charade, V.
Wherever she goes, people get hurt. Bodies drop.
Just want what Songbird promised me. The cure.
The situation's changed. You need to know if you're with me.
Illusion of freedom draws in the desperate. Pick your truth.
Well, the loyalty
Come
is
on.
never black
Got
and white.
iron in your hand. Gotta put it to someone's head. Pull the trigger.
If I don't do anything, and do it soon, I'll die.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier, folks. That's the new DLC.
Yeah.
The expansion.
All right, I left the activity. It is time to sign off.
Yeah.
We've hit 2 hours. We've been talking a while.
2 hours.
Yeah, man. So, lots of stuff, lots of cool things at San Diego, man. Oh, I forgot to tell you, so the tickets that I bought,
tickets.
I bought tickets to go see Avatar again. So it was $50 to go see Avatar, Ice Nine Kills, and In This Moment. It was actually it was $86 for me and Jen to go see all three.
Take 2 out of 3. I don't know. I don't really like Ice Nine Kills. They're just not good in my opinion.
Oh yeah, we like Ice Nine Kills. We listen to them often. I like them. So yeah, it's I'm excited, man. It'll be a pretty cool show. All three of them put on big shows. Like they're they're big presences like Rob Zombie.
I've seen In This Moment live.
Oh yeah, they do a big show.
Fucking great. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna go see them. It's $80, dude. Concerts are cheap right now. Some of them.
Well, because see, that's the thing, right? Because it only matters if you want to see all of them on the bill, right?
Yep.
Because I'm not gonna pay $80 to just go see one fucking band,
right? Yeah, because we paid $20.
Because Ice Nine Kills will also play the show with Lamb of God here.
Yeah,
or they're playing the show with Lamb of God here,
and they're on with Metallica.
So, Lamb of God, Ice Nine Kills, and Acacia Strain, and I'm not gonna go fucking spend $80 just to see Lamb of God, because essentially that's all I'm there to see is Lamb of God. I don't care about Ice Nine Kills. I don't really like them, and really haven't heard much about Acacia Strain.
Gotcha.
So I don't really listen to I don't listen to 2/3 of that show. So I'm not interested in paying $80 just to see Lamb of God, even though because I've already seen Lamb of God like 3 fucking times.
Yeah. So, no, I gotcha.
I love Lamb of God, right? They're fucking great fucking band. Love them. Still making badass music.
There's damn it, I can't think of the name of the band now. When we went to go see Avatar earlier in the year, there was 2 other bands with them. I can't think of the other one, but the other one, like I wouldn't have known about them unless I went to that show, and now I've been jamming to them. I just blanked on their freaking name though. Orbit Culture. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Orbit Culture.
I've heard of them. I think I've heard a couple of their songs.
Yeah, I think I sent you guys a couple of their songs to listen to. They're good, man. I like them. They're heavy. I would have never heard of them if I wouldn't have gone to that show and been like, oh shit, this slaps a little, so I'm down.
I don't know, but your tastes are a little bit more popular than mine.
Yeah, well, that's why music's so good, because everyone has different tastes. Like Jen doesn't listen to any of it, but she likes Avatar and Ice Nine Kills. She doesn't like In This Moment, but she likes the other 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be cool. Going to see that. San Diego was cool. Dude, it's so damn big. The convention is just massive.
Yeah.
But in our hotel, so we stayed in the hotel. It's actually attached to the convention center. And in our hotel was the Dragon Ball Hotel. So we had the entire setup behind us of all the Dragon Ball stuff, which was really cool. Everybody was there. Diablo had a massive setup. Street Fighter had a tournament going on. Funko. It's just cool. But the artists were what was really awesome. I actually got to meet Sean Murphy, which is the Batman the White Knight creator. The one where Joker becomes sane and Batman becomes the bad guy and all that whole my favorite storyline of Batman. I actually got to meet him. It was free. He was just sitting at a booth. Got to meet him. It was awesome. Got some books signed by him and stuff. So it was cool. I need to upload some of my photos as well. Jen stole a bunch of mine. But cool. All right. We are 2.5 minutes away from 2 hours. So nope. Most people have already left the show by now.
Let's wrapping it up then.
All righty. I'm Nick Zilla. I don't have any cons for another month or so you guys got me.
And I'm Mark Becker, and I'm always here.
Yep.
I've been here. I am the only one that has been in every episode of Pop Culture Kick.
I've only missed one. And what? T-minus 2 months, right? For you?
Perhaps. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I was going to invite the whole internet to show up. We'll see how many listeners we really have. Anyway.
If you know, you know. If you didn't get the invite, then you're not invited.
Just call me. I'll get you invited. Anyway, there's a $300 door fee to get in, though.
Yeah, that's to pay. That's to help pay for my cruise.
Anyway, I'm Nick Zilla. This is Pop Culture Kick. That fucker right there is Mark. And
you fucker, you brought her.
Oh shit, rubber buns and liquor. I'm out of here.
I don't know how to put this, but the greatest trick, kind of a big deal, the devil ever pulled,
Really?
was convincing the world. People know me.
In the name of God, now I know what it feels like to be God.
Jesus wept.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Listen, kid. There are two things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and the other is Godzilla.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Our arrows will blot out the sun.
Then we will fight in the shade.
How dare you say that to my face?
Well, I'd say it behind your back, but my car's only got half a tank again.